the same kind of a picture where you get into that band of, you have a trigger, you go into, it's almost like a trigger, which can be anything that causes you to feel fear, flops into this place, this band we're calling it, and then you think that's your life, right? You think the band is where you're living. But the truth is, the band is where you go when triggered, not where you live. Where you live is down here, where you're having the initial experience. So chronic fears continue to revisit that band instead of realizing that band is like a no man's land where you can't find solutions and you only recycle the anxiety and pain. It's when you recognize, oh my God, here I am again, one more time. Is there a generating event? Is there a trigger right now? Is there that thing that started this off? Or am I just doing this because it's what I did yesterday and what I did the day before and what I was taught by my mom and what my community around me supports? Right? That's where we see that chronic, lingering, all those words that you've brought up come from being in the band where you think everything's happening in relationship to fear. And really, that's just the place that you've gone and not known how to get out of. Sure, absolutely. You know, past lives have a lot of influence, and we like to call them alternate expressions of you, your soul, just like you are, an expression of your soul. And absolutely, they can be past life related, you want to call it. Especially now, as your vibrational rate is increasing and you're becoming more conscious, you're having more opportunities to integrate those other soul versions of you, other versions of your personality self out there. You're getting in touch with them. You're starting to feel them. We see it all the time. So yeah, you can have fears that come from those lifetimes. Now, the thing you have to remember is those lifetimes didn't have grocery stores. Those lifetimes didn't have antibiotics. Those lifetimes did not have a surgery wing at the hospital. So when their fears come, when you tap into the fears of those alternate expressions, they can be extremely, the word primal isn't the right fear, but right word, but they're very, very intense around life-death. Life-death was really, really, really way more real than it is for you guys, the normal group of people we talk to on a daily basis. Because back then, you know, get cut with the wrong kind of thing, there you go. There's no such thing as penicillin. You know, if you got a bad injury, there's no such thing as somebody who can sew it up unless it's a pretty straightforward thing. And, you know, life expectancies were really short. You have a baby and it doesn't go well, you die, the baby dies. An appendix, who fixes that? The people nowadays fix that. So the fear level that the alternate expressions experienced on that whole survival level were so much stronger than you guys feel these days, that if you start tapping into them, you can be like, I have to be really afraid because somehow I'm just so afraid that this thing's going to happen to me, when it's not actually a real fear in you now. And we always say, you know, when you start to pick up on that stuff, ask yourself, am I in danger in this moment? Literally, am I in danger in this moment? I'm just sitting on my couch and I'm afraid that, like, I'm gonna die of gangrene. Why is that happening? Well, clearly that's not happening to you as your current personality self, but it's happening to you as an expression of your soul. And the key thing there is to say, great, it's wonderful to learn that about you. Thank you very much. I never knew I could be that afraid of gangrene, but there you go. I'd also like to know more things about you. What's your trade? What are your skills? What's it like to live in your time? Don't stop at just learning about the fears from those other lifetimes. And that's the temptation, is to stop at the fears you find from those other lifetimes because they're big and loud and strong and scary and they trigger your fears. But when you notice that you're in a fear that has no relevance to this year, chances are the alternate expression is having an impact. And that's a great thing in the sense that you want to start integrating all your alternate expressions. That's part of living as Homo Spiritus, is having access to all of your alternate expressions. And they're going to show up with their fears first. We haven't seen it go any other way. We just haven't seen it go any other way. So if they don't, great. But if they do, be prepared that that's normal.